Welcome, spiritual travelers, to a Mystic Owl Pick a Card reading. I decided to try something different and to film outdoors today. I'm at my local park here in Australia, in Sydney, just because, well, it's a nice winter's day. It's quite warm and sunny. I thought it might be nice to be outdoors, but also I tend to get a little bit, I tend to get a bit bored or feel a bit stale doing the same routine indoors all the time. So I thought I'd mix it up. I hope it comes across okay. I'm also mindful that I'm in a public place, so we could be disrupted quite regularly, but we'll just see what happens. I'm going to roll with it and see what happens today. So today's theme is actually a spiritual theme, and it's about spiritual guidance. So most of my videos have a spiritual theme to it, or spiritual content, but this one is specifically guided to I guess the next step on your spiritual journey, basically. I've decided to do 3 piles only. I usually do 4 or 5, but because I'm outdoors, there's the potential that we could be disrupted by many kids wanting to play around in the park. I thought I'd try and keep it short and sweet today. So we've got 3 piles today. Pile number 1 is the lovely Dalmatian Jasper. Your pile 2, which is the Harlequin Heart. And pile 3, which is the Green Aventurine Spear. Once again, thank you to the lovely ladies at 78 Stars that donated these crystals. So please pick a pile, and based on your intuition, the timestamps will be in the description box and in the comment section below. And let's move on to pile 1. So pile 1 with the lovely Dalmatian Jasper stone. Isn't that beautiful? Let's find out what the universe and your spirit guides want you to know by looking at your cards. So your tarot cards. I've decided to film this a little bit differently. The wind's sort of starting to pick up a little bit out here, so I've decided to just film it flat on the surface here because the cards will fall over. Your tarot cards. You have the Knight of Cups. Nice. Charmer. Romance. Proposal. You have the Ace of Buttons. Lovely. Opportunity. Abundance. Prosperity. Nice. Your final tarot card. Oh, it's a Page of Buttons. Interesting. Dream Endeavor. Manifestation. Diligence. And your oracle cards, the Starseed Oracle card. You have Earth School. It says here, life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning. Nice. What a beautiful card. I love how the woman is just diving into the clouds head first. And your Moonology card. Void of Course Moon. Nothing will come of this situation. Okay, that's interesting. Not at all what I was anticipating. I see a few messages here for you, pile 1. And generally they're quite positive, actually. I see a time for a change for you, for sure. There's a new career opportunity or a new chance to start something new that will bring in some money. A chance to manifest some new coin, or like a new career opportunity here that's coming into your world very soon. I say that because you've got the Ace of Buttons. It says your opportunity and abundance, but you've also got the Page of Buttons, manifestation. Buttons being associated with Pentacles in the Standard Tarot, which is earthly energy, which is very slow moving. It takes time to develop these things in reality in this 3D plane. But these things are something that will bring you joy and satisfaction over a long period of time. There's an opportunity here to like change course. Also with the card here of nothing will come of this situation, to change course from what you're currently doing and to try and start something new, because the cards are indicating that it will bring you happiness with the Knight of Cups here, and it will bring you ultimate abundance and satisfaction. Just be mindful that it will take time to create. You need to put a lot of hard work into it, but I do sense that the hard work will actually also be its own reward for you, Pile 1. I do also sense that potentially, Pile 1, a little bit of fear of this change. I do sense that you've been feeling the need to do something new or to mix things up a little bit recently. Probably also feeling a lot of like dense energy recently, which I think we've all been feeling in the collective consciousness recently. Just a really hard time in the world right now with what's going on in the States, and I guess with the coronavirus still around, a lot of sort of dense energy, and it has its toll on the collective consciousness. And I sense that you've been feeling that quite deeply also, Pile 1. But it's time for you to change things up. If there's something in your world that isn't working, and I do sense that this is about your finances and your career, like a group that maybe just is a little bit unsatisfied with their current direction in life. But I do see that there's a little bit of fear of changing direction, because we never know if it's going to pan out, right? We never know if it's going to work out for the best. But the cards are really indicating that taking a chance, diving in head first, like the woman in this Earth School card, will be the way for you to bring ultimate happiness and satisfaction in your life. I am also sensing that there's a feeling of like just a missed opportunity, or the time has been wasted if you have to change course, or that you try and do something new, that you'll feel as if like what you've invested your time in the past was all for nothing. But nothing is wasted in this 3D world, Pile 1. Everything that you've done in the past has been building character, building a charmer. Like, you've learned from it, you've grown through those experiences. Anything that you've done that maybe wasn't for your best interest, or that didn't work out, or just made you feel like you weren't living life to the fullest, wasn't lost, because you still gained experience from those things. And I think that those things also have helped you will be able to help you set up this new career path, that you'll draw from those experiences that you have, and they will actually be useful in your new career path also. It's time to take a dive head first, and to really trust in this guidance that you're receiving from your spirit guides, Pile 1. I do see a connected group here. There's a new opportunity, and it's time for you to really go after it. Like, grab the unicorn by its horn and take charge, basically. Finally, for you, Pile 1, from the cards that we got straight off, I see a potential chance for a new relationship. So you've got here the Knight of Cups and the Charmer, romance and proposal. The woman in the Earth School card diving head first, and the Ace of Buttons really indicating to me that that maybe there's a new love interest coming in, or that you have met someone recently that sort of let's say caught your eye, I'd say. And I sense that you're kind of wondering if this is like a soulmate or something really special that you can treasure for a long time. And the answer is yes. It's time to really like invest time in this new romance. Because this person, I sense, is going to also bring you happiness and joy. I see a relationship that can sort of equal each other out and that has each other's best interests at heart. Yeah, hop into it, like the rabbit there. Pile 1, take a chance and go after your dreams. This is really about you finding full, complete happiness in this 3D world, like the ultimate romance and love, and also finding your career path that will lead you to your North Node, Pile 1. On that, let's get some further messages for you, Pile 1, from the Tattoo Tarot deck. Lots of earth energy here too. So you've got the Ace of Buttons, you have the Page of Buttons, and you also have the Earth School too, indicating Well, I guess you may have a lot of Earth in your chart, so Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But the time for you to really focus on your career and bringing in abundance. This is a really good opportunity for you to capitalize on some new energy that will bring you ultimate satisfaction in your career path. I do sense that this person that you'll be meeting soon will also be able to give you guidance and assistance on this new chance, this new risk that you'll be taking a chance on, pile one. Ooh, your first card. Oh, nice. Eight of coins. There you go. You have a creative talent. There's something that you've always wanted to try, pile one. I love that the light bulb is switched on in the coin on top. There's an epiphany, something you've always wanted to try, and the cards are really indicating that it's time for you to go out there and to put some work into that thing that you've always been a little bit afraid of doing and wondering if it's going to pan out. The cards are saying yes, it will, but it's going to take some time. But the effort will be its own reward too. Like for me, starting this channel, and it's still taking off, but I actually thoroughly love doing the readings. So for me, actually doing these readings is its own reward in a sense. It brings me happiness and joy every time I crack the cards out and have a go. So for you, like really taking a chance on that thing that you've always wanted to do will be its own reward, and it will ultimately bring like satisfaction and abundance. And your final card is the Three of Wands in reverse. Okay. Which is indicating a little bit of stagnation and fear. I sense that you've been wanting to do this for a while. You've had a vision of how to create ultimate happiness in your world and your own life, but you just haven't set out on that journey yet. It's time to break free of it and to be this woman in the Earth School, and just to know that nothing has been wasted, that you can really like tap into and utilize all of those experiences in your past, that they will actually guide you on your journey and lead you to being able to bring in ultimate success and happiness once you finally decide to like cash in on those dreams and those creative tasks that you've always wanted to do. Finally, for you, pile one, let's get a closeout message from the Universe Has Your Back deck. This is a really grounded group, actually. A group that like is very practical, I sense, that likes to be in control, that works hard to always be on top of your money situation. You work hard in your job. You like to like know what's coming up next and to be ahead of the game. But I sense you've always had something, pile one, if you think about it. There's always been something that you've wanted to do that you've just been a little bit afraid of, to take a chance or a risk. And the cards are now really indicating that it's time to do that. I'm actually just going to show you something, pile one. I'm just going to move the camera because there's a couple of magpies that have come to say hello. There's a little magpie coming out under that table, if you can see him. I always see birds coming up to me as a sign of synchronicity. I think he's come to say hello, to say, yes, pile one, get out there and do it. Take a chance, chance. He's coming quite close, actually. He might pop up on the desk soon. The card that you have, pile one. When I think I've surrendered, surrender more. Okay. And you've got the, I'm not sure what this is called, but I think it's those plants that you pick and you make a wish as you blow them. Make a wish on something big, pile one. Wish for your dreams to be fulfilled, because the cards are really indicating that if you choose to change your mindset and actually go after these things that you've always wanted in life, that you can really be satisfied. I've surrendered, surrender more. So I do sense that that's about you actually just going the whole hog and jumping the whole way, taking that leap of faith, basically. I sense that you've started already to make changes in your life, but you haven't completely committed to that chance, and when you actually ultimately throw yourself into it wholly and completely, is when the universe will reward you with ultimate abundance and happiness. That's all I have for you, pile 1. I hope that resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe, and let's move on to pile 2. Welcome, pile 2, with the lovely Harlequin Jasper heart. I sense you have a big heart, a loving group. I'll be honest with you, pile 2, I've actually filmed you last. I started with pile 3 and then did pile 1, because I like to mix it up sometimes. But the sun started to go down a little bit, so and also the wind's picked up a little bit, so I'm actually just filming it now flat on the table. Just want to point some stuff out. The reason why I did want to film outdoors is because there's always a lot of nature around. So we've got some magpies over there, if you can see them. Actually a lot closer than it looks on camera there. And up here, oops, like a little noisy miner just there. I see a group that's probably very connected to Mother Earth. A group that the noisy miner bird is really just interested in what I'm doing. I sense that she thinks I'm going to feed her, but I don't have anything to feed her, unfortunately. I hope she doesn't poo on the cards. But yeah, I do see a group that that's probably quite connected to Mother Earth. A group that I'm picking up on is probably very earth conscious, very sustainable in your way of living, that maybe has a lot of pets, that likes to be out in nature a lot, likes to live very sustainably, and it gives back to Mother Nature as best as you can through gardening or donating to like good causes and stuff like that. So a group that's probably also feeling a lot of heaviness too. The 2 previous piles indicated the need to like get yourself out of this denseness that I think the whole collective consciousness is feeling, because 2020 has been a bit of a rocky road, really, a bumpy road. Rocky road is a chocolate, with the virus and the fires in Australia here. And what's going on with the United States right now with the Black Lives Matter movement, and also police brutality and how humanity is treating humanity. It's starting to take its toll on everyone, I sense. So part of the reason why I got outdoors today is because I just wanted to break free of that routine. And I think maybe that's just some sage advice for you, pal, too, is to get outdoors and to do what you do best. And that's to really draw some strength from nature. But on that, let's see what your cards have to say. So your Starseed Oracle card. A new Earth, it's happening. Keep holding the vision. Okay, that's amazing. I've just got shivers from that, actually. Wow, I did not know that was coming. So that's really beautiful. And I do believe that this is just this isn't very it's not just pragmatic advice for you, pile 2, in terms of actually just continue on. Like, times will change and we will break free of this denseness. The world is changing right now. But I think it's a really quite spiritually inclined message in terms of like the dawning of the age of Aquarius right now. I think what's going on in the world is about it's a change up, like the tower moment before we actually break free of this dense, dark energy of the age of Pisces and break into the age of Aquarius, where we're all here to lift everybody else up. Like, humanity is meant to raise humanity by being kind and compassionate and encouraging towards each other. And I sense that you've held that vision for a long time, and it's just started to weigh you down because we're at the end of this darkness, I sense, and it's just it's really getting to you. But things are always darkest before the light, right? So we're on the way, pile 2. Just keep your chin up. Your Moonology card. Adjustments are required. Third quarter moon, interesting. And your tarot cards. Oh, you have the 9 of Cups. Wish come true. Can you see that? That's beautiful. And exactly what you needed to hear, I sense, pile 2. gratitude, contentment. You have the Eight of Buttons, apprentice, mastery, and focus. And your final tarot card, is the Empress in reverse. There you go, more Mother Nature, Mother Earth energy. But in reverse, dependence, smothering, a creative block. Okay. So you're a group that's really been feeling this heaviness quite deeply. It's really sort of similar to pile 3 in the sense that I sense that you've stopped doing those things that bring you joy. You haven't allowed your creative gifts to sort of run wild. I sense that you've just sort of withdrawn recently, pile 2, just to sort of shield yourself from this darkness and to get away. You've done whatever you can to just survive recently, and it's been quite challenging for you. But I do see a new dawn. I am picking up on a group here that is on the way to becoming like a leader in terms of changing or to bringing in the change into the age of Aquarius. You've been learning a lot recently, a lot of downloads I sense, pile 2, rapid downloads, and it's been quite challenging for you because I sense you haven't always known what the heck is going on in your world and in your reality. But you've been trained. The universe and Mother Earth are training you in terms of being able to hold the light so that we can move on into the age of Aquarius. So all of this darkness and the way that you've been feeling hasn't been for nothing. It's about really teaching you how to hold that space for the rest of humanity. I see another group that potentially I would indicate as being light workers that hold the light in a sense, that are, I guess, learning to being activated in a way. Your DNA is being activated through this darkness in a sense, and soon you'll be able to step into the light. And your dreams and wishes will be fulfilled, pile 2, because you've been through some challenging times. I sense that you are probably very empathic too, pile 2. A group that has really felt quite dense and depressed recently through all of the challenges that humanity is being facing. And that usually you are the Empress in the upright position. You know that that's your archetype, right? Someone that is very connected to nature, but very kind, compassionate, creative, and that likes to look after other people, is very motherly and nurturing. But recently you've just been quite shocked by what's been transpiring in the media and in America. You've been feeling it quite harshly, and I sense that you've just had to withdraw so that you can just survive and get through this challenging time. But all is not for nothing, pile 2. The universe has been training you in terms of being able to hold the light and to be that beacon of light for the rest of humanity that would lead us into the age of Aquarius, into those happier, more vibrant times where humanity looks after humanity and Mother Nature and starts to really, encourage people to be the best version of themselves and to go after their own creative talents and passions, to step into being a leader in their own right so that we can all lead and inspire each other. It's a really commendable quality in you, pile 2, because I see a group that's really been feeling things a lot, and so it's time for you to have your wishes come true. Just know that this will end soon. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. It is happening. It will end soon, and soon we'll be stepping into a place where we start to love and to be more compassionate. But there are things that probably need to change in your own life too, pile 2. With the card of adjustments are required, the third quarter moon and the Empress in reverse, I do sense that it's time for you to actively choose to start doing those things that bring you joy and happiness. And that doing that, just know that you will inspire and spread happiness and joy to other people. To look after your own needs, basically. Get out into nature. Treat yourself. Do those things that you love so that you can actually raise the vibration of people around you. Yeah, cool. What a loving group. On that, pile 2, let's get some further messages from you from the Tattoo Tarot deck. Ooh. Okay. Wow, okay. So Judgment just flew out of the deck. Interesting. I'm just going to get one more card too. Judgment being the card of like the calling, a higher calling from the universe, something special to do in this world. Like being a light worker and holding the space for the rest of humanity. And your final tarot card, oh wow, is the Eight of Coins, which actually came out in pile 1 too. So it might be worth you going back to pile 1 if you wanted to get 2 messages, or you were deliberating between pile 1 and pile 2. But you've got the Eight of Coins twice. So you've got the Eight of Coins in the Tattoo Tarot, and you've also got the Eight of Buttons here, the Eight of Pentacles in the 5-cent tarot deck, which is always a really strong synchronicity. A group that is very strongly connected to the universe and Mother Earth, I sense. With the Judgment card here, I sense a group that's probably quite psychically inclined or has some spiritual gifts that you're probably tapping into right now. And that's allowing you to really draw that wisdom down from from the universe, to anchor those light codes and to really like activate the world into like stepping into, I guess, into ascending into 5D, which I think is what the Age of Aquarius is all about, really, ascending into 5D and learning to be more compassionate, to work from that heart space. And I do sense that for you, pile 2, because you've been through such darkness, you're going to shine brighter than you could ever imagine once we get through this darkness at the moment. There's a real strong calling. I've just seen 11:11 on the clock too. There's a real strong calling for you to just maintain your space and to keep doing the things that bring yourself joy and happiness, and to know that we will get through this darkness, that this vision is coming that you have. And to trust in those like hits that you are getting. So when you know that you've just received a download or that you have some sort of intuitive insight, to trust in those things, because there's a strong synchronicity here between both Eight of Coins and the Eight of Buttons, but also with the card of Judgment, indicating that you are highly connected to something bigger. Interesting. A very spiritual group that has a mission on Earth, and I sense that's all about sort of holding those light codes to lead humanity into the Age of Aquarius and into, I guess, like 5D. On that pile too, let's get a closeout message for you from the Universe Has Your Back deck. Wow, that was really breathtaking. I wasn't expecting that message at all from those cards. Like, I see a really, really compassionate and loving group that needs to also remember that they deserve self-love too. Okay, your card says, I am the dreamer of my dream. Nice. You can change your own reality, pile 2. You have the ability to really like manifest your own goals and to be very abundant for your wishes to come true. Once you learn to focus on your own needs as well as the needs of other people, and just to be patient and know that we will get through this, so the world is leading into a really abundant, beautiful, loving, compassionate time that we can all capitalize on. But I sense it's your time to really shine, pile 2, and to bring your own dreams into reality. You are a master manifester and have the ability to like change your own world around you. And I mean that in a very physical, realistic sense, that that what you dream and put your thoughts towards, and then start to take action on those things in reality, can actually physically change the world around you and start to like inspire other people. A really magical, inspired group, pile 2. That's all I have for you, pile 2. I hope that resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And let's move on to pile 3. Hello, pile 3 with the green aventurine sphere. let's find out what your guides want you to know by looking at your cards. I think I'm starting to get a little bit sunburnt, so we'll try and make this quick, pile 3. Your Moonology card. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. Full moon in Pisces. Your Starseed Oracle card. You have High Wraith. Longing for home, homesick for the stars, okay. And your 3 tarot cards. Oh, you have the Queen of Needles in reverse, which is the Queen of Swords in the Standard Tarot. It says here, bitterness, emotional. You have the Queen of Cups. Nice, okay, 2 queens, interesting. Calm, comfort, compassion. And you also have the Fool card in reverse, recklessness, risk. Wow, lots of powerful tarot cards there. The first thing that stands out are the 2 queens. So the Queen of Cups in the upright position and the Queen of Needles in reverse. I'm sensing that your usual standard nature, pile 3, is to be a very loving, compassionate, wise, and caring individual. I do sense that maybe you've started to just go through, you're in a bit of a funk at the moment, just feeling a little bit down and negative. I'm just going to move this in. Because we're kind of, I've been feeling a lot of heavy, sort of dense energy recently. I've been feeling quite down myself a lot recently. I think it's just with the weight of the world and all of the matters of the world at the moment, with, I guess, the coronavirus still ongoing, all of the Black Lives Matter movement in America and the police brutality. We had a lot of like fires and issues with our environment here in Australia at the start of the year. It's just a lot of like heavy energy in 2020, and potentially it's just starting to get to you. So you've started to feel a little like cold and cut off from your true nature, who you usually are as a person. It's kind of weighing you down. And I am sensing that because of it, pile 3, you've sort of turned to some other habits, or started to do some things that you're trying to overcome, just to sort of like lift your spirits a little bit, or to switch off anyway. And I say that because you have here the Fool in reverse. It says here recklessness, taking risks. Things are starting to weigh you down, I sense a little bit, pile 3. And yeah, you've sort of turned towards potentially some other things to try and lift your spirits, or to just to like distract you from the heavy energy at the moment. I'm picking up on things like maybe just having a few extra drinks than you normally would, or indulging in some like binge activities, maybe overeating, watching too much TV, even just doing some things that are starting to like get out of balance a little bit here too. So you've got the card here of full moon in Pisces, balance, spirituality, and practicality. I sense that you've started to do some things that are maybe getting out of balance. It's all right to have some vices here and there, just to lift our spirits and to give us some downtime. But I think maybe the cards are calling for you to start to get those things back into balance, and to try and overcome this difficult energy by focusing more on spirituality again. I am also sensing here too that maybe your spirituality has taken the back seat a little bit recently. So you've got here the card of full moon in Pisces, balance, spirituality, and practicality. I do see, as per usual, a highly spiritually connected pile 3, especially with the card of Hiraeth, longing for home, homesickness for the stars. A group that I would consider probably a starseed. I just take that if it resonates with you, or leave it behind if it doesn't. But I see a group that would consider themselves as starseeds, or that I would call starseeds anyway, a very spiritually inclined group here that are probably feeling a lot of like negative energy, and it's starting to weigh you down. A group that has a lot of sort of empathic skills and takes on that collective energy, and it's really sort of starting to get on your, you're just getting to the end of your tether a little bit. So I think you've turned to potentially some other habits just to try and distract you from this negative energy. Maybe switching off also with like a lot of focusing on like social media, or being on your phone a little bit too much, just to try and switch off from the way you feel and all of the negative press that the world is being subject to at the moment with Trump and the way that he works. So it's time for you, I think, pile 3, to really just to turn the focus back to spirituality. That's what I'm getting here. I think maybe, and this is probably a good advice for myself too, it's time to like start dedicating yourself back to your spiritual path, to start meditating more, switch the focus back to those things that you would normally do in your day-to-day life when you are in this archetype of being the Queen of Cups, having everything in balance, your emotions in balance, your spirituality in balance with your practical world and life. All right, we're back in action, pile 3. Just the cards flew over just then with a gust of wind. It's been pretty still, but it's not surprising when you do this stuff outdoors. You're kind of, I guess, at the arms of the of nature, really. So we'll just keep moving on. Saying that, I'm going to take that as a sign too that potentially you could really get some positivity out of spending time in nature too. I think maybe that was just a real synchronistic sign to say, yeah, like you're outdoors, Nathan. Tell them to get outdoors again, to find some calm and serenity in nature. Like the Fool, who like sets out on the journey and steps out into the world. It's time for you to like recoup with nature and to start looking after yourself a little bit better too. Look after your spirituality, but after your own needs. To start doing those things that offer you self-love, because it's hard times for empaths right now. Any spiritually inclined person is really feeling this quite deeply and densely, I sense. And I know personally, I've just felt really unmotivated recently, quite depressed, to be honest, and in a bit of a funk. And yeah, I decided to get outdoors today just to break it up and try something new, because I just wasn't doing any videos and I was just feeling really low. So maybe that's something that you could take some inspiration into, pile 3. Do some meditation outdoors, do some yoga outdoors, start to get out and go for a walk, and yeah, do those things that bring you love and happiness. So I've decided to change tactics, pile 3. I've decided to like just put the cards down on the mat because the wind is picking up a little bit. It's still pretty still and quiet here, but there's just a few gusts that are blowing the cards over. I was picking up on the need for you just to make a big change too. I am seeing a group that like potentially wants to get out and travel, to move home. And the reason I'm saying this, it says here in the High-Earth card, longing for home, homesickness for the stars. But you also have the card of the Fool in reverse, which indicates to me like some restless energy and just a sense of wanting to like change something up. And I think potentially you're longing to like move, or to make a drastic change in your life right now. A group that potentially gets quite bored with the Queen of Needles here in reverse. A group that probably gets quite bored if you don't sort of change things up regularly. And I sense that a move could be on the cards for you. A group also that is probably always looking for that place that just brings you ultimate satisfaction, and a place that you can call home. And if you found that, that's amazing and that's great. But I do see a group that could really just that's just like busting at the seams to want to get out and do something new, and to potentially move somewhere new, or to try a new activity anyway. There's a real energy here in these cards of just feeling like stagnant and wanting to break free from a certain energy that's holding you down. A group that's probably spends a lot of time staring out at the stars at night, because I sense that it sort of brings you comfort and makes you feel like you're reconnected to the universe and you've found your peace of mind. And you found your center by staring at the stars and staring at your home planet, potentially. Yeah, but definitely a group that's feeling the energy right now, feeling quite dense and just wanting to break free and to escape, I sense also. With the card here of full moon of Pisces, Pisceans have a tendency of like dealing with their negativity by escapism, wanting to break free or to just forget about it by switching off their mind by, you know, partaking in things that just aren't bringing them the best sort of the best outcomes, really. On that pile 3, let's get some further messages for you about how you're feeling from the Tattoo Tarot deck. Oh, wow, okay. First card's beautiful. So you got the Sun card that just came out here, which I think really is just an indication that your time is coming, that things will turn around. So we are all going through a bit of a hard time right now, I sense, and this group is probably feeling it the most out of all 3 piles. But if you'd learn to focus both on your spirituality and actually start to do things that will bring you joy and happiness, and I sense that you'll find that you'll come out of this pretty soon, that the sun will rise again. It's not all doom and gloom for you, pile 3, which is really inspiring for me too, because I needed to see that message. And your final card, oh, you have the Queen of Wands in reverse. Okay, I do see a group too, potentially, that is quite creative. You have some creative energy here too, pile 3. I say that because you've got the Queen of Wands, who is the archetype of creativity and passion. The Sun card indicating, I guess, livelihood and inspiration. You also have the card of full moon and Pisces. Pisces being a very sort of unique, imaginative, dreamy quite energy too. So a very creative group too. So I was picking up on an energy of a group that wants to break free from this this dense period right now and potentially go on holiday or to move locations to try and find somewhere that makes you feel like you've finally found home. But I do sense also potentially there's a group that could get a lot of like inspiration out of starting a new creative project, or a group that has like shut off from doing those things that bring you joy, actually, is what I'm picking up on. A group that likes to be creative, that is quite unique, but you've kind of shut yourself off because of this dense energy. You haven't been feeling like doing those things that that do bring you joy, that make you feel alive. Like for me doing tarot, I haven't done the reading for like a week and a half. And I think it's time for you to start doing that again. And actually undertaking those activities that bring you joy is the way to break free of this dense energy. You need to actually force yourself, I sense, pile 3, to be like the moon, full moon in Pisces, balance spirituality and practicality, to balance actually undertaking your spiritual activities, but to actually do those creative activities that bring you joy and happiness, because it will be the way to break free from this energy, to turn that fool upside down and to get out there and to face these challenges head on. Finally, for you, pile 3, let's get a closeout message. Archangel Michael is with you, pile 3. You can just hear the siren in the background. From the universe has your back deck. Yeah, a really sort of loving, compassionate, creative group that's just started to really, you've really been sort of caught up in this dense energy, and I sense that you've either turned to doing things that aren't within your best interest just to try and survive and get through, because it's really sort of bringing you down. But also you've probably shut off from doing those things that actually do bring you joy. Not only you started to do things that are not so good for you, pile 3, but you've actually sort of shut off doing those things that actually really are good for you and that bring you happiness and joy. The way to break free of this depression that you're in right now is to just balance those things out again. It's okay to do some things that you know, to have a drink once in a while, or to to spend you know, an evening or a day watching movies just to sort of like switch off, that's fine. But maybe if you do that too much, you're out of balance a little bit. The card that you have here, oh, I love that you've got the moons there too, beautiful. My faith has the power to turn trauma into healing, conflict into growth, and fear into love. That's beautiful. It really resonates with this message quite well. I sense that you've never lost faith, pile 3, but you've just been feeling it quite deeply. But it's time to really focus on your spirituality again, and to continue to have faith, and to know that you can change this dense feeling that you're feeling right now, and to turn trauma into healing. Break free of this trauma and to be liberated, and to focus on those things that bring you joy again. That's all I have for you, pile 3. I hope that resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.